Hi guys, we are back. We had a whole lot of tech issues, but luckily there is a way around it always. And so I'm going to try and monitor some of your comments once again over here. And in the meanwhile, by the way, guys, in case we can still at least get the live feed and maybe show it to me, that will be still great, very helpful. But like I said, I know that most of you are here to, just see uh, the car and also get answers from me. If you were part of the previous session, you would have seen that there was plenty going on with the management as well. Certain key personnel from Mahindra had joined us. We had R. Veluswamy, who's the product uh, development head at Mahindra and Mahindra. We also had the product planning head, Rajiv Mehta here. And, besides that, we also had the CEO at Mahindra's automotive business, Vijay Nakra, who was with us not so long ago. We also had the winner of the auction who joined us, but that's when everything went haywire. And technology let us down. Okay, so please go ahead and come in with all your questions once again. So I'm going to wait for, of course, some of you to come and join us once more. If we could also request guys, Shubham and Kingshuk, if you guys are around, we got to make sure that we be in and get people to know that we are doing this again. So please, can you do that? And all right, like I said, let's get some of those questions in. Uh, from people as they log back in. Okay, in the meanwhile, there were a lot of other questions that had come in earlier, so let me start by answering some of those, and then we'll start doing the giveaway as well. And a lot of people asked about the 5-door. So in our previous video, I already addressed a lot of that, and we had a lot of questions on the hard top as well as the durability of the fiber top, and that's the LX version. We've got the front-facing seats in that. And just as a quick recap, come along, let me show you something else. All right, if you can just go in, Prashant, and show them the back seat especially. As you can see, I have installed a child seat in there. And so the whole point is that you can use this as a family car. It's safe. Remember, there is a commitment from Mahindra that all of its new vehicles, for some time now, will have a minimum 4-star crash rating, if not a 5-star. So rest assured, the Thar meets that criteria. We'll wait for the actual test results when the test happens. But the good news is you have that assurance. You can also see that, well, this vehicle is sanitized for starters, but this is the lifestyle version. So you've got the touch screen, you've got the, slightly more sort of well finished interior up front from the previous generation as well. And then there was a lot of curiosity around the, or I'm seeing lots of people joining in now. So thank you guys for coming back, and I appreciate your patience. There was a lot of curiosity around this car. Now, this, of course, is the AX version. And as you can see, it still gets a fair amount of the similar looking kit. But if you go in there, you'll see that there's no touch screen on this one. And yet it gets the air conditioning. At the back, you've actually got the side facing seats. And so there you go. You got that. And this one is also a soft top. So you can fold down this roof or take it off completely if you want to. You've also got steel rims, and these are 16-inch wheels. Now, even if you buy the AX version, you can still go ahead and opt for the 18-inch wheels at the dealer end. And similarly, if you buy the LX, you can opt for 16-inch alloys too. So even on this one, you can switch from these rims to alloys if you want to. That option exists. Now, we will put up on our YouTube channel the whole point about accessorizing. There was a little glitch on playing that out for you earlier, but you can do so much in terms of customizing the car now. There is a whole array of things that are available at the Mahindra end, unlike the past where all of this happened aftermarket and you sort of went, looking for all these aftermarket products. This is not a sunshade. It is something that you can actually, you can come over here and see. These are the kind of elements you can add. Of course, I'm just holding it up here. I'm not, whoop, I'll get that one in a second. Okay, there you go. You see the second one now. So you can go ahead and add bits like this so that it's a little bit more customized. Many of you asked questions about chrome embellishments. I am completely against that, but I get it. A lot of you like it. So yes, you get door handles finished in chrome. You've even got decals that are possible now, where you can get big stickering along the side with some pre uh, designed patterns that can be added onto the car. And speaking of the chrome finish, well, here you have this little headlight embellishment that's possible. You also got a more rugged version which has lines across the front like a protector. And then there's all of this merchandise. And so, in keeping with my promise for you to be able to win some of these goodies, the hats, the t shirts, and the keychains. In fact, if I can get one of the guys to just pull out some of the key rings from that box as well and show those to me, please. Uh, get me some key rings from the box, please. Guys, if you can hear me, please, can I have some key rings from that box? Okay, so now let's get on with it. And Asta is asking about some of this stuff, so I'm going to show about the t-shirts. And yes, there are some women's t-shirts as well. There's apparel for women. It's available in different sort of. It's available in different sort of finishes. I just want to make sure once again that you guys can hear me. And Sahil, are you around? The feed coming through the AirPods. So you. The audio is fine. All right, so if you can hear me still, Asta says show us the t-shirts again, so I'm going to do that. Yes, you've got this for women, and you've got the camel print as well as another option, and there's, more of this, not just these. But if you see it against the light here, come on in here and have a look. So there's this one which has the little motif of the vehicle's wheel arch, which is a nice little touch. And okay, so how about we get one of the women to answer one of these questions, and you could win some of this stuff as well. Um, it's a very simple question that I'm going to ask you the answer to, and that is how many colors is the new Thar available in? So those of you who are watching right now, you could win. And now we have these key rings as well to show you. So this one is of course one of those car deodorizers. You can hang it as a mirror, and it just makes the car smell nice. There you go. Some of the key ring options. There's this one, very rugged looking. Then there are all these camo print, and you've got the car on it as well. You've also got some bumper stickers that you can go ahead and use. And then there is this one particular element of having slogans on the t-shirts. So there's a lot of this kind of imagery coming up as well from Mahindra for the first time. And okay, so let's see how many of you are saying, giving me the answer. Shubham, it is six, isn't it? Six colors?
Six colors.
All right. So six colors is right, and I'm starting to see a lot of answers there as well. So I think it's Deep who's given the answer correctly first. Deep Kora, congratulations. You are the winner on this one. Many of you are now writing in with the right answers. I will ask more questions, I promise. So don't start sending me all of those crying face emojis. In the meanwhile, now that we are back, please go ahead and ask your questions. I'd also like to see a few thumbs up from you guys just to make sure that you can hear me clearly, so that you know we are doing this correctly this time around. And yeah, I can see all your live comments coming up there as well. So Ram Gopal says, do they have manual with M Stallion in LX variant? So I think the answer to that is yes, but let me confirm that to you because I have the whole list over here. Okay, LX uh, manual with M Stallion and LX. So LX petrol 4-seat hardtop manual 12 lakh 49,000 rupees. It does exist. So that answers your question, Ram Gopal. And six colors. A lot of people are still saying can't hear you very clearly. Okay, you know what? If I'm going to just request everybody else to step back a bit so I can pull off my mask. And hopefully you can hear me a little bit more clearly now. So again, give me a few thumbs ups if you can. Um, we want to know add-on accessories. Yes, Noor, I promise that we will be playing out that video for you. In fact, you know what? We'll just post it as a standalone video for you on our YouTube channel so that you get all those details. You get the details on just what the Thar has in terms of all the accessorizing. Okay, price of all the models, Nikhil Pawar, the answer to that is on our website. So we've got tons and tons of variants. So, you know, the prices really, it will take a long time for me to read out all those prices. So, which is why, just go on to currentbike.com and you'll find all the prices there. Clavin, of course, says it's on their website as well, which is true. Can we expect an electric drivetrain? Supersonic X asking. Now, new platforms from Mahindra, the company claims they are electrification ready. This particular one, though, is based on the same platform that's going to give us. Remember, this is the last time Mahindra is doing a ladder-on-frame chassis. So, keeping that spirit in mind, we have to think about the monocoque platforms that come from here on. So, the next generation XUV 300, for example, will always be electrification ready. This particular car doesn't really talk to that kind of requirement, and so which is why we're not really looking at an electric Thar just yet. But who knows, in the future, or maybe the next generation, that makes sense. Wish they made a four-door version or a five-door, as is correct. Mr. VK is saying that. Mr. VK, are you Virat Kohli? I think the answer to that have gone into great detail on the previous session. But you know what? The management is going to be cagey on this. What I can tell you, insider information, there is a five-door. It's coming in 2021, possibly at the end of the year. Okay, expected mileage. Now that's the question I wanted to, of course, ask at that point to Vijay. So we're going to get the official figures from Mahindra, and I will get that information to you because I don't want to claim, I don't want to give you the wrong claimed mileage figure right now from the top of my head. When will the delivery of the vehicle start, says Gurjinder? That's a good question because the bookings have begun, but the deliveries will only begin from the 1st of November. And even the bookings, by the way, there's an interesting sort of a schedule when it comes to the test drives that are available. So you've got 18 cities where the test drives are open since yesterday. Then you've got on the 10th, where another 100 cities, 10th of October, another 100 cities will open up for test drives, which means these cars will be in those dealerships. And then on the 15th of October, the car goes pan-India. So it's not very far, just a staggered three-phase sort of deployment of these vehicles going into the network. Okay, lots more comments on the EV side. Will we have Vijay and the highest bidder back online? We missed them halfway. You know what, we'll try and get you a chat with that bidder and also put that up as a standalone on our website because I'm worried about the connection here being a little unclear. So we'll get that to you. Saransh says not audible. The narration is low on volume. So let me check once again. I am. Do you want to just make sure that we are? Sahil, you want to just check that because for some reason earlier I was getting feedback and
It's full. It's full.
it went down. Is the 4x4 available on TGDI? Are we good? Oh, what's happening here now?
It's only on one end. Yeah,
Okay, are you back?
I think so.
All right, I think we're back in business here. So thanks for hanging in there. Tarunjit asked the question, is 4x4 available on the TGDI? That's the Turbo GDI, M Stallion, Petrol. I think your finger's coming a little bit on the lens there. Okay, so you know what? Let me turn this around. And that's my next question. You want to win any of these goodies? Well, my next question is the 4x4 available on the petrol variant of the Thar? Your time starts now. Go ahead. Let me see who comes up with that correct answer first. Yes, the audio is back, much more audible now. Excellent. Um, Nilesh, I know you kept asking about that warranty information and how they'll meet demand and supply. The demand supply part, we did get an answer from Vijay. So in case you missed that, you can go back to the previous video. The warranty information is on their website. Okay, so uh, Gurjinder says yes. And I think, Gurjinder, if that is an answer to the question that I asked, then you are the lucky winner because 4x4 is standard across all variants of the Thar. So it was a bit of a googly or a trick question. There is no doubt there. The 4x4 is available across the range. There is no 4 by 2 version. And I know many of you asked that question actually in some of the questions I received prior to the start of this live today. And then there are a lot of questions from you on comparisons to rivals or maybe figuring out who the rivals are. So Timothy said, is it a good move to choose a Thar over a Seltos or a Creta? Arvind Reddy asked, hi, can I use the Thar in Hyderabad for everyday activities like the new Creta? Uh, Manish said, will it be a good replacement for the Creta or the Seltos? So, you know what? It's interesting how many of you are asking about the Creta and Seltos when you look at this car. I'll say why. I'll tell you why I think that's interesting because the footprint of the car is actually sub 4 meter. Don't forget, it's a three door, it's short. But the attributes and the way you're all thinking, yes, it in many ways takes on some of those cars, though not as a direct rival, because there really isn't any other car like this right now until the Suzuki Jimny finally decides to show us its very pretty little face. And, that's where things will get interesting. But if you are considering this car against either a Seltos or even a Sonnet, because yes, in terms of pricing, in terms of size, they are sort of comparable. Keep in mind the fact that all those cars are 5 doors. They are family cars. They have a lot more gadgets and tech on board. And so, if that's what you're looking for, then maybe this isn't the car for you. But if you want to have this car and yet you wanted to always have that sort of daily convenience, well, now the Thar offers you that. And yet you can go out camping, road tripping, and having a lot of fun with its rugged capability, despite the fact that it'll also give you comfortable daily driving. So I think that is basically what it stands for when it comes to all of those rivals. And that's where the 5 door, I know, will make a big difference. But remember, this car tops off at 13,75,000 for the hardtop uh, automatic on the diesel side. And so keep in mind that anything that comes in a 5 door avatar will only sort of build on the price from there, but will still possibly be good value when you compare to some of the cars that have been mentioned over here. Okay, let's take some more live questions now. Amir is asking, what about the global NCAP rating? When will that happen? So just a little while ago, I did mention this just as we started about when we were showing you the child seat inside, that we don't have crash rating results for this, but remember the promise from Mahindra. Any new vehicle will always be minimum 4 star, if not 5. And so my expectation is that you have a guaranteed 4 star car here. I hope I'm right. And the other thing, of course, is that it might even go further and get a 5 star. So that's the good thing. That's a good promise now from Mahindra on all its vehicles. And it's great that a car like the Thar, which was considered very crude in the past, will also meet that kind of requirement. So good question. Um, are the rear seats removable? Well, you know what? You can fold up the seats in the side facing ones. Technically, yes, those seats are removable. You can't do it yourself, though. And the point is, if you want to heavily modify the car, you will have to go in for something that has to be done professionally. It's not just something you can do on a weekend at home. But yeah, technically, it is removable. So once again, I'm going to just request our team to make sure they keep track of all these winners that we've been announcing. So you've had some winners already in our first session. There was one, and there are two now. So how about we have another uh, question now for you guys, and that is, well, let me try and ask a slightly tougher questions, slightly tougher question now. I spoke about this a little bit earlier in this video and also in our previous session, and many of us have spoken about it too. And that is on the AX version of the new Thar. The AX version comes with standard steel rims, which are 16 inches. Can you upgrade to 16-inch alloys as well? Yes or no? Simple question. Or 18-inch alloys as well. So 16 or 18 alloys instead of those steel rims that are on this AX as standard. Srivatsa says yes. There is a very quick answer. Some people said no, but yes is the right answer. You can go ahead. And by the way, even on an LX, you can go for a 16-inch if you want to. So there is that. So yes, we got another winner. And so please remember, all of you who are getting these answers right and who I am announcing as the winner, remember to send us your details as well. And you can DM them to me on Twitter if or to the car and bike handle as well on Twitter. And don't want to make them public here, please. Okay, so lots of you are still going on answering that question. So it's only fair that I ask you another one. So I will in a few minutes. But meanwhile, let's take a couple more questions because that's what this whole session was supposed to be about anyway. This is a really interesting question, and I'm really curious as to whether it was a personal sort of a dig at me or not. but I am very amused by it, so I'm going to take it anyway. And it came from AK Vinu. Is there a market for an upmarket urban car for a long-haired guy slash family guy? So guess if you're long-haired, you can't be a family guy. Is that the dig? I'm not sure. But there was also a market for rural India where the previous Thar was a hit. And so that's an interesting question. This is all great. We're talking about lifestyle. We're talking about addressing, people who may be interested in buying other kinds of cars as well and making it your daily driver. But what about the guys who are buying the previous Thar for a very basic, rudimentary rural use? Well, for now, you've only got the AX, which starts at 9 lakh 80 odd thousand rupees. The base version, you do have that, and you still have the option of both petrol and diesel there. You, of course, have a manual and side facing seats. So that's where things start off. Remember, the previous Thar earlier came in with a DI engine. That was then phased out long ago. You only had the CRDE towards the end of its life cycle. And the prices were kind of similar for that one, around 9 lakh rupees anyway. So, in that sense, yes, you still have something for that guy. But otherwise, don't forget, Mahindra will probably try and attract their attention with something like a Bolero, I'm guessing. So, I hope that answers your question. And will the Thar previous generation production be stopped? Do you think there'll be a void left? This is a question from Kalia04. So again, that's a related question, and I hope I answered it already by telling you that the previous car did not meet the BS6 norms, nor does it meet the new crash norms and safety norms. So this is it. This is the only Thar you will get. The previous car, you can only get it in the aftermarket now as a second hand if you really want it. Okay, Adish is asking, will Mahindra provide any other model stock grill? If you mean that there will be some accessorizing possible on that grill, the answer is yes. There are a lot of options that Mahindra is working on. And you know what? In the coming months, you'll actually see more of that coming to the dealers as well. For now, it's interesting that this particular grill that was shown on the 15th of August for the first time, it's featured in all of our reviews and the advertising. It seems to be pretty popular and people seem to like it. So, once again, I'd like to know from you if you like it too. And, okay, that's an interesting question from Unni Krishnan. I'm trying to book the Thar, he says, here in Gurgaon, but every dealer is charging handling charges. Is that even legal? It's a good question. And guys, could we get an answer to that and maybe try and give it to him before we hang up that session? Okay. Um, I hope the hardtop comes with a slide open window. If you mean this window, no, it's fixed. So that is not an option to slide it down. Can we get a six-seated model on LX top model? Well, here's the thing. The whole point of LX versus AX is that it is the LX that gives you the front-facing seats. So if you want the side-facing seats, but you still want all the LX kit, barring a few things like the built-in DRLs, you can go ahead and accessorize that. You can even get the larger wheels and go ahead and turn your AX into a sort of an LX. But of course, you'll have to then keep in mind what are you losing out. If you really want to have the sort of fancier options on the, all right, looks like our feed has frozen. Okay, I guess we're back in business. 'Cause I can see that we are live once again. All right, need that back, please. Okay, when will the five-door version come? My God, this question is just going through the roof. We've talked about the five-door plenty, Milind. So I request you to go back and see this video from the beginning. What is better suited for daily use? Petrol seems to be on the higher bhp and torque, and diesel seems to be refined as well. What's your pick on automatic? Karthik, it comes down to your personal preference because the good part is that the petrol does offer you the torque and the grunt, but yes, if that is what matters to you more, then the feel of that or the typical Thar like quality is something you will only get off the diesel. So then in that case, opt for the diesel. But if you want a very refined car for your daily driving, you want that little burst of power and extra pickup, then yes, the petrol is good. And the good part there is that because it's a turbo, you'll still get all of that torque too. Okay, we got a question now from well, it's a comment, I guess, from Surjit. Back seats are not very comfortable for long drives. Yes, I've already said that in my review as well, Surjit. It is true that if you are going to have adults sitting in the back, then this is not the vehicle for them. So this has not got that sort of usage. and especially if you, I have your finger in the frame, Sahil. So especially if you want to use it, with a chauffeur or for constant family usage, that's not the car for you. Then get a regular 4 door or 5 door. But yes, for kids, I think that back seat works just fine. So depends on what you're looking for. Short distances, of course, uh, you can have adults sitting in the back. It's not uncomfortable from that perspective. Okay, good pricing, says Mithilesh. I'm guessing. Does it have a manual locking differential? Says Parth. Karna is asking, is there a yellow? There's a yellow here. There's no yellow on the Thar, but maybe you can customize that aftermarket, right? The front bumper is metal or PVC something. It's not metal because remember, from a crash perspective, you can't have metal bumpers anymore. So, but it's still rugged enough, and it still will take all of your off-roading requirements into account, and it'll still give you that rugged performance that you wanted, as you've seen there in all of our off-road videos. It does the job, and I was sitting on it some time back, so you know it can take that weight. What color would you have loved to see the Thar in? Orange? That's Ameya acting a little bit funny. No, of course not. I would like a blue. That's what I would like, a nice electric blue. So maybe there's some food for thought there. Uh, okay, Uni Krishnan already has the answer about that being illegal. So Let's Travel Around the World says, I'm using a Honda BRV, so is this a good option to replace it with a Thar? Well, the BRV is about being 3 rows and giving you lots of space. So if that's what you're looking for, then no, the Thar is not good for you. But if you're just using that as your daily driver and it's primarily, single usage, single driver usage, well, then yes, I think it's definitely something you consider. Go test drive it. See how you like the ride quality and comfort. That's what it comes down to. Okay, a few more questions and maybe a couple more giveaways, and then we'll put this to an end. Does it come in 6-seat automatic? So I think the answer to that is yes, but let me just confirm that before I get that wrong. Uh, oh, hold on. 6-seat as in side facing? No, the automatic is only in the LX. So you don't have the automatic on the AX. So the answer is no. Um, Does it have what? Okay, a lot of questions about the mileage. I know that you guys have had, and we've already requested Mahindra for the official claimed mileage figures. And finger again on the lens. Be careful. 5 door version. So many people. Ankush, please go back and watch this video from the start, and you will know what I have been saying constantly about the 5 door. Is the hardtop detachable? Kalzang is asking this question, and we've taken this one as well many times. Yes, but not advisable, which is something that Mahindra says too. You can go across to your dealer and get it removed because it needs a special set of tools. It's not something that you can do on your own at home. So it's not a DIY for sure. But is it advisable? I personally would say no, because doing that might just give you some cause for, potentially it not being fitted back correctly, and then maybe you could have leakages during rain, etc. So why do you want to do that? If you want a vehicle where the top is removable, just get the convertible and don't buy the hard top, is what I would say, because then you would have, I think, a much greater flexibility, assuming you want to do this often. Okay, getting all the questions there again. So, most welcome. I'm happy to get your questions live here. And okay, it'll be too noisy. Yes, I agree. And that's, I think, why a lot of people will want to buy the hardtop. And I have spent a lot of time in it. Huge difference between the soft top and hardtop, especially if you compare to the previous car. I mean, that car was super noisy. The new one, the soft top's not too bad. But yes, at certain speeds, you will hear a lot of the outside noise, which you won't, obviously, on the hardtop. Okay, can we customize the 4-seat LX to a 6-seater before delivery of the car? So much more convenient to have 3 people and a large dog fit in. Well, you know what, Rajat, the answer to that is, oh, sorry, that was not Rajat. That was a previous question. I missed the name. Sorry. But the answer to that is highly unadvisable, because don't forget that when you do convert like that, you don't get seat belts or anything like that. So I wouldn't advise it. If you're going to use it for people to be transported, um, having seat belts is always safer. So just go for that, I would think. For a rural usage, yeah. Devesh is asking about roof rails. As of now, there is no such accessory being provisioned for, but a roof rack is something that Mahindra has taken under advisement, and we are told that they're looking at ways to have some sort of a roof carrier or a fitment, because currently you can't directly put a load of weight on that fiber roof. So Will we get rear camera as an accessory? It's a good question again, Shiven. And so let me get some answers to you on that from Mahindra as well. And now I think it's time for me to do another quick giveaway. And the giveaway is related to the Thar #1 auction. My question is, what was the winning bid that finally won that car? The winning bid, I want to know the amount that it finally went for. And let's see, we got lots of answers coming in. Okay, it's gone up too quickly for me to catch who had that. Let me try and get this on my phone. But
Luke Menezes. Luke
was it
Menezes.
1.10 or 1.11?
1.1.
Okay, so Luke, I'm told, is the one who, Luke Menezes is the one who got that answer right first. Congratulations, Luke. You will have some of these goodies from us. Many, many congratulations. And I am going to actually be a little bit generous with my next question. So, you know what? The first five of you to get it right, the first five, will all get prizes from me. So, my next question, or I'll tell you what, I'm seeing some more questions now coming up. So, let me take those and then I'll come back to you on that one. And we'll probably run this for another 10 minutes, I think, should be good. Yeah. Okay. So, yes, many of you have got 1.11 right. So, I feel a little guilty now. Therefore, like I said, stand by for my next question. Um, have they sorted out the wheel arch place from inside for the rear seats? If you mean the finish, don't forget the cars that we were driving during the time when we filmed them for our review. Those were pre-production cars. So yes, what you see now on the final production version that's rolled out is a lot neater and it does look a lot better, more credible as well. This is still one of the first patch cars, so there's no point taking you into this one. But if you go for a test drive, you see the cars that are at the dealerships now, you will find that yes, that has been addressed, and it was something that was always in the works, according to Mahindra. Is there a dead pedal? And no, and that's something that we have been, in fact, wondering why not. I personally love to have one, and Kalpana, that's a great question. There's also, unfortunately, no way to retrofit one because there is no space to be able to do that. So again, feedback that we've already provided to the Mahindra development team. Okay, so can it be used as an office-going vehicle? Can it replace cars like the Creta and Seltos? Harsh answered that in great detail about maybe 10 odd minutes ago. So I urge you to just go back and watch this video again. And a new Thar 80 or a used XUV 500 W1180? That is a very interesting question, Ritvik. The XUV will give you more space. It'll also be a better family car from that perspective. If you need it, it also has the third row. Is that what you need? If yes, there's no comparison really because we are talking apples and oranges. But if it's primarily just you want to have an SUV, you want to have that exhilaration of being a little bit higher seated, and it's not really a family car that you're looking for, then I would say go for the Thar. It has a lot more attitude. And then don't forget the XUV is at pretty much the end of its life cycle now. You have a new XUV, excuse me, that will come into the market sometime next year. So yeah, go for the newer car. New is always more fun. Um, so many questions about the fuel efficiency. Again, I promise you, we will get you those ARAI certified numbers from Mahindra very soon. You'll have that from me on my Twitter feed in the next few days. We've already asked the question. We were hoping to have that answer. We haven't received that yet from Mahindra, and I don't want to give you the wrong figures. Oh, okay. I'm running out of breath now. Vaidya says practically it feel difference in power between the petrol and the diesel. Yes, of course, it will feel a little different. The petrol will have a little bit better instant pickup, but if you want more grunt, especially if you plan to have a lot of rough road or off road usage, go with the diesel. So that depends on your personal preference. Go test drive both. Um, Okay, Arun says, thank you, NDTV, for keeping Sid in the auto review section. Okay, thank you. So that was more of a comment than a question. I started reading that, but Arun, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. All of us at Car and Bike, thank you. Um, Saransh says, I got the answer first for 1.11 crore. Can you please check? Okay, it's been checked. And sorry, Saransh, but we have scrolled up and checked. And don't worry, like I said, the next question I ask, I'm trying to think of a good one. We'll have multiple winners for that one. Moderate off-roading and max road, the Dibyendhu says, what do you suggest, M Stallion or M Hawk? You want greater refinement. You want to have the flexibility of having a longer lifespan. If you're in the NCR region for your car's registration, go with the petrol is what I would say, especially because moderate off-roading, don't forget, many cars can do it. that's really not a function of petrol or diesel. And so, yeah, go for the refined new car. And you know what? The new petrol, it is credible. It's a GDI. It's well developed, and it is fun to drive. Oh, okay. What's the maximum speed? Do we have a maximum speed figure? Okay, we don't have a claimed maximum speed figure. We've certainly not taken it to its maximum speed, so I'm sorry I can't answer that. The warranty information, Prakash, is on Prakshal, sorry, is on the company's website. Mahindra already clarified that for us. Uh, Roof painting, please. I'm not sure I understand what that means, Dharma, so you'll have to explain. And can we install a roof rack? Again, I have already talked about that. Bikram, there is towing capability. You can attach a tow hook. It needs a little minor modification being done to the vehicle, which is something you'll have to get done, but you can get the actual tow hook accessory from Mahindra. And like I said, our accessorizing and customizing video, we will post that separately on our YouTube channel. Please, guys, go ahead and post that separately, and we'll have that up for you very soon. Ameya, I know you're watching, so go ahead and put that up separately because a lot of people are asking about the accessories. And, that's what's new about this car, and that's exclusive information that you got from us today in terms of what all can be done. So I'm dying to have that put up. We'll also have a text story up for you very soon on carandbike.com. Okay, will there be a five-door version? Lewin Wilson, again, that's a question I've answered thoroughly towards the beginning of this video and even in our previous video. So please go ahead and look at that. The answer is yes. Mumbai to Ladakh, how do you think the Thar will perform overall? Comfort, economy, and the likes. Ritvik, it depends on if you're alone in the car or you have like a whole family of, I don't know, 4 or 6 people. In that case, if you have a side-facing rear seat, I think they'll be very unhappy with you. Uh, the answer to the question in terms of the vehicle's capability, of course, it can do the drive very comfortably, very easily. I have no doubt about that. Is it worth 13 lakh rupees? Arun, that's a question that you have to answer. I can't give you the answer to that. Did I expect the prices to go past 12? No. And so I've already said that. But having said that, you have to look at what the previous car had, which topped off at around 9 lakh rupees, 9.5, and then what the new one brings in. It's a whole different car. It's got nothing to do with the previous one, really, except for the fact that it fits into the same slot, gives you a recognizability factor compared to the previous one. But it's a very modern, different product. So, yeah, I think to a lot of people, most people seem to like the prices anyway. Uh, Okay, can Mahindra come up with a smaller engine and two-wheel drive? We've asked them that question, Saket. As of now, the answer is no, because this is about capability. From their logic, if you want a vehicle that is more sort of urban friendly, it's only two-wheel drive, it has a different kind of attribute. Well, they have the XUV 300 for that, is what they say, or a TUV 300 as well. So, well, the answer for now is no. In the future, can this family grow? I think the potential exists. We've seen that happening with similar vehicles abroad where the family does grow and you start to have two-wheel versions. But for now, I understand the logic of keeping this four-wheel standard. Uh, Doctors on Cars. So now I have a name for you, Sandeep. I think you were very much featured in our previous segment as well. I hope you were watching then. Will Mahindra be offering various grill options? Again, something I already spoke about. Yes, you do have a lot of aftermarket options that are being given to you from the Mahindra side. So they have developed some options. And what I'm told is that in the next few months, there will be more of that coming. So Australia launch, please. Atul, I have no information on that. What I can tell you is the car will be exported to all the markets that got the previous Thar for sure. And some new markets are going to be added, is what the Mahindra management has shared with me. I think if I have to guess, it's South Africa that will probably get the car as the first export market. I know a lot of people there are also waiting for it quite eagerly. Mileage figures, again, I keep saying we're going to get those to you. All right. NVH at 3-digit speeds. I did drive the diesel at 3-digit speeds, and so did Ameya drive the petrol. So, Ameya, you want to jump in here with that answer? Uh, I found that it's extremely refined. It gives you a very low sense of road noise, and there's no vibration as well at that 3-digit speed. So, the good news is that it ticks that box quite comfortably. I'm sure Ameya is going to give us that little comment very quickly about the petrol as well. Uh, I agree, Nikhil. Everybody's posting reviews on the review videos, sorry, on the diesel. What about the petrol? If you go back and look at our actual review, we had the petrol automatic with Ameya as well. So while I agree, it's not the bulk of our review over there. It certainly is something that you do have, um, available. At least the details of it are mentioned. But I promise you, as soon as we can get our hands on a petrol, I personally am dying to drive it. I think everybody in the Mahindra empire knows this now because I have been badgering them with that. So soon, we should get you that very quickly. Okay, last few questions, guys, and then we got to wrap this up. Really, I think I've gone over those 10 minutes already. Does it give a head-up display as stated in the official accessories brochure? Neil, yes. There is a little add-on gadget that you can hook on to the top right of your dash. It is just a projected head-up display, which is an aftermarket accessory, but yes, available through Mahindra. So you can go ahead and add that. It's not available on the car as standard, even on the LX top end. Okay, five door. Lots of people have asked that. Please go back and watch that as well. I always grew up dreaming of the Jimny, I guess, or Classic. Do you think the new generation Thar could be a second car? Ravi, yes. I think that's a very simple answer. The answer is yes. Is yes. Has Mahindra corrected the braking? We put it to them, and it's not dangerous, so you don't need to misunderstand what I meant by that. But yes, the good part is, as soon as I put that review out, I got a flood of phone calls from Mahindra's R&D guys, and the good thing is that they have taken that under advisement, and they're already looking at that. And unlike what most people think, where it means it'll take 6 months to come to market, no, if they find that they can improve this, they've promised me it's going to happen right away. So fingers crossed on that. Oh, how much do you rate the Thar with the competitors? Again, we talked about that. No direct competitor right now, but we talked about how it's more about the usage and not really about just putting it on paper. With okay, Kushal says SPP and Amaya need a petrol 80 off-road review. I agree. So as soon as we can get it to you, we will. Can you retrofit a 3-seat at the back to make it a 5-seater? Not advisable because remember, for a 5-seater, you got to have not just the comfort, but also the safety element, which means you got to have the third seat belt. I feel very strongly about that. It's India. I know that you'll probably have 6 people sitting in the back of even this current version, but no, you can't because the wheel wells come up on the sides and you can't really create comfortable seating. It's not wide enough to give you a 3-seater bench. So I think that's about it. What about sunroof slash moonroof? There isn't that option because remember, this is a hard top, but it's not metal. And so it can't take the weight of a sort of traditional sunroof mechanism. But having said that, you could get the convertible where the top part of the front seats roof is what opens up. And then, of course, you can fold down the whole roof if you want to go completely topless. So it's sort of an equivalent of a sunroof if you want, but you can't do it on the hard top at all. Okay. Yes, they have taken care of that carpeting, Srihari, and we've been promised that the pre-production models that we drove are very different from the production models that are now coming to market. So I'd love to have your feedback. If you want to go and look at that car at a dealership and give us that feedback. All right. And finally, can I buy this for everyday use? Again, we've talked about that. Is this a good option versus the Venue, the Sonnet, the Breeze, the Brezza, I'm assuming, Jay. Again, I've answered that question earlier in the video. So please go back and watch that. I really like your comments and feedback on it. So I urge you to go back and watch that. And, that's an interesting question. Sandeep says, I'm handed the keys to both the foreign spec Jimny and the Thar. Which one are you driving home in? Well, as of now, it's going to be the Thar because even if I'm handed the keys to that, I don't have a Maruti network that's ready to accept that car. So I want to be practical and I want to be sensible and I want to go home with a car that the market is equipped for. So I think that's a smart answer if there was one. And with that, I think I'm going to end. But I have to do this and I have to give you a chance to win some of these goodies. So, okay. You guys have a question you want me to ask on your behalves? Anyone?
You can also go to waiting depth. Waiting depth.
Loudly.
Waiting depth.
Ah, okay, that's a good one. Yes. Okay, guys. That's a good question. Kingshuk has brought us a nice question. So to win a whole bunch of these, I'm going to now say that the top. Again, I want to go back to that feed, please, so we can see the. I can see the live comments. So if you're ready, it's a very simple question. And what is? They already heard it. The waiting capability. I'm gonna have to do another one. But okay, that is the correct answer from everyone there. So Clavin, Siddharth, Ritvik, Rajvinder, and Prakshal. Oh no, sorry, not Rajvinder. Prakshal and Tarun. You all have won. 650 millimeters is correct. And so I love that, Kushal. And don't forget that Mahindra as a brand has a Bahubali connection. I hope you remember what that is. Um, I'm sorry, Deep. I know you didn't hear the question, so I will ask another one. Don't worry. And maybe This time you can write it down for me so that nobody there's no cheating on this one. Because don't worry, we've got a fair number of goodies here to give away, and I promise to do that. So I will, and I would love to have some women win some of these accessories and this apparel as well. So if you have any female viewers right now, please jump in with an answer. And so, how about this? A question exclusively for the women who are watching and who are logged in. I hope there are some. The question is, what is the automatic gearbox? You have a what speed automatic gearbox on the Thar now, on this new generation car? What speed automatic gearbox? That's my question for the women who are watching. So I don't see any women giving me that answer just yet. Wow, that's like ridiculously fast. I can't even keep up with those names. But no cheating, only women. Yes, I agree, Ritupon. So Hema Malini Somasundaram, I think, is the first one with the right answer, and Astha Malhotra also with the right answer. And now I'm seeing some names which I don't want to say because maybe I'm not sure if that's a that's a man or a woman who's logged in. So okay, we got two winners. I'm happy about that. And now for yet another question, and it's different on both. So do we have it for the other one also? Okay. Okay, come on over here, guys. Let me ask you one more question, and then five lucky winners on this one too. I'll go back there and start looking at the answers. But the question is down there. So you want to go down there? What is the ground clearance on the LX? The ground clearance for the LX. Karan and oh boy, there we go. It's gone nuts. Absolutely. So I know Karan was the first one, I think, with the right answer. And I promise you, we're going to go back and look at who the other four were, but who will join Karan as the lucky winners. So many of you have got this right. It's amazing how well informed you are on. Okay, Saranch again says he was first. Or no, Dibyendu says he was first. So go check, guys. Yeah, you're one of our top fives. So don't worry, you're covered with that. Yes, you're covered with that prize. It's coming to you for sure. And all disputes being handled over there by Kingshuk. And you want to show them? Kingshuk, Sahil, and Shubham, who have been right here through all of this madness with us. And one last thing I want to do before we sort of sign off for the day, and that is to put on my Explore the Impossible mask. That's not what I want to show you. Come on. Okay. What I do want to show you is just our setup today. I mean, it's almost like a newsroom setup that we had for you today. We had different inputs coming in. Yes, technology failed us at times, and yes, we had a lot of issues when it came to connectivity and network. But you know what? When you have a live digital event, some of that is bound to happen. We had a proper studio setup here. It takes me right back to my news days. It's great. And yes, now finally, I think you have the right color, and you can see my pants are not as red as they were looking earlier. But yes, you got all these lights. You've got two cars in here. It's the first time that we've ever been able to bring you an AX in the flesh. So it's not just the LX, but we've also got the AX. This is the first time anyone has seen one of these. So that was nice. It's a nice little addition. And you know what? I have to say that it's got a nice retro and very utilitarian look, those steel rims. I actually quite like how that looks and love how it's finished as well. So please react to that too and tell me what you think. And I know I'm getting a lot of suspension question, please. Ajay, do you want to clarify what that means? I can see many of you are still going ahead and answering the previous question. So how about give me one more question and then we'll sign off. All right, so do we have enough light here? Is it too dark? Let me see. Turn around. No, I don't want that light. I want you to show them the setup with the cameras and yeah, there you go. So really extensive setup, as you can see, and not easy, by the way, to pull off in these COVID times. So I just want to highlight that fact to be able to do all of this and yet keep uh, a complete sense of the social distancing requirement, the hygiene and safety and sanitization requirement, and the whole requirement of making sure that everybody who's in here is being able to do what is required and yet maintain all of these safety protocols. Not easy. And so, hats off to everybody who's been able to pull that off. And also thanks to our location. We are at the JW Marriott in Aero City in New Delhi. And, these kind of events used to be so common pre-COVID. Now, for us as well, it's almost a celebration to be able to come back and do something like this. So, thank you for all of your support. It means a lot to us. This is a special vehicle. It's an iconic car, and that's why we felt the need to bring you something like this. You got to react to it. Tell us how you liked it. You want to see more of this happening. Many of you had joined us on our Kia Sonnet Q&A. Now we've done a nice live Q&A with Thar as well. So please tell us if you'd like to see more of this. And I think I'm keeping this mask because, if you can you read the caption on it? Come in closer. Yeah. Okay. That's pretty much what we do, or at least that's our thinking. So we'd love to do more of this, and I feel like I'm at Miss World, and they just handed me the top winner's name, Ernst and Young. Okay, bad joke. Okay. Huh. Okay. Come on in here. That's a nice one. So I'll tell you what. I'll ask you two questions. The first question is, go to the back. All right. You see that? I want to know, is ISOFIX for child seat anchorage standard on the LX version of the new Thar? Yes, only the front facing obviously is where you can have that seat fit on. I want to know if the ISOFIX is standard. And we've got many people saying yes. Of course, it was an easy one, and that's the right answer. Now, I will ask you one more question because I'm getting a little bit greedy here. So come around and show them that central stack. And this time I want to be close to the screen to be able to see your answers. Okay, so that's the interior of the LX version. Uh, the lifestyle trim, the top end, and that's of course a manual in there. But remember, you have the automatic too. My question is very simple. All right, Prashant, you want to come back? Okay, so that was the LX that you saw. My question is, I want to know the size of that touch screen. Preempting my question, not fair. So many people. 7 inch, 7 inch, 7 inch, 7 inch, 7 inch, 8 inch, 7 inch, 7 inch, 7 inch. Yes, it's 7 inches. So many of you have got that right. All of you who've got the right answers today and are our first answer givers are winners. The rest of you, remember, we love to do stuff like this with you. We'll continue to do it. And I'll tell you what, go ahead and tweet me. And if I get a good enough response, I'm going to request Mahindra for more of these. And we'll do another session on this very, very soon. Thank you again for joining us today. I've had a great time having all of you log in and join us. And we've got so many of you who've hung on and watched this live despite the little break that we had in the transmission. I appreciate it. Thank you also to everybody from Mahindra who supported this and joined us today and also worked behind the scenes to get us these two cars and all of this good stuff. And I think like I said, I think I'm giving this one back. All of you who have won will have your prizes soon. Please stay safe, wear your masks, always, always wear your seat belts, front or back. Same thing with helmets. Always keep them going and stay right here for all your automotive news and reviews and any questions and queries you have. So thank you from me and the rest of the team, and please stay safe. Bye bye. I wish I could drive out here right now in this. Bye bye. Bye. Finger.